Yes, family, blessed love. We do give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Of course, I welcome you into the Tiger's Nest. Blessed love to each and every one. Somewhat a Tiger's Nest, yet still somewhat a special edition of the Chalice Talk. But at the same time, let me glorify once again the Father and Mother of creation. Give thanks for this Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress, Church of True Divine Salvation. Give thanks for such a Congress that stand above all organizations that stand governmental, parliamental, churchical, even statical and sabbatical. And we glorify our worthy founder, leader, our president, our God and King, the Right Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. Give thanks this Congress also established 1958, the 1st of March, even until this time, giving thanks for the summer solstice 20 and 21 in June. Yes, my family, I have a nice presentation, and I thought that it would be apt even in the little news that I will bring to you. Those of you who are members of the Congress, I'm sure by now you would have heard of the passing of the Honorable Priest Zebulon Anafo. And of course, you're looking at a picture of him, and interestingly, a picture of himself and the Honorable Priest Blyden, both of whom dwell in Bahamas and both of whom passed on quite recently. And it's very interesting, you know, that both brothers actually, I was on a committee with both of them just about 3-4 years ago, was it 3 years ago also, in the same Bahamas. And I was doing some work with the Akefren Academy. As you would notice, they have on the Akefren shirt. This is an institution that they were both a part of, the Akefren Academy. It is a school in Bahamas that is quite Afrocentric, where they practice the laws of Ma'at. And both individuals, the Honorable Priest Blyden as an artist, as a builder and other things, the Honorable Priest Zebulon as an ancient soul and also teaching the different African tongues. They both were employed by the school, and of course they're both stalwarts within this Congress. Both have sat with the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. I must say Priest Zebulon maybe on another level altogether. But at the same time, it's just interesting how they've both left this plane basically at the same time, I mean, around the same time, if I'm not mistaken, in the same year, being 2021. If not, Honorable Priest Blyden would have made that transition maybe late last year. But whatever the case is, you know, usually, you know, I don't usually do programs directly speaking about individuals who may have passed on as such. And that one of the reasons for that is because I always believe we must give honor to people when they are around. And but this whole situation has a mystic twist to it, and you know, an interesting vibration, and that is why I thought that I, you know, definitely wanted to livicate even this program. First, I must say to the Honorable Priest Zebulon, who recently passed on. I only heard of this Sabbath gone. And one of the reasons why I must highlight the Honorable Priest Zebulon first. Interestingly, I was running just a clip of him. Of course, you know, I did an interview with him when I was in Bahamas one of those times. And I actually played, as they call it, a bit of the clip just the weekend, the Sabbath before he passed. I'm sure you could all remember that. We were talking about the crucifixion of the Honorable King Emmanuel. That's just a video, that's 2 chalice talks gone. And we were talking about the brutal beating that the Black Christ went through. And we were highlighting, you know, evidence from people that were not necessarily Rastafari. And, or not Rastafari, but Bobo Shanti. And we got information from even historians, etc. But of course, we also took in, you know, words from the Honorable Priest Zebulon, as I said, the interview that I did with him a few years ago. And then to hear the next Sabbath, that during the strong, the priest had passed. And what is interesting, you know, even within that, because, you know, even at that time I was highlighting the 31st of May, which of course we all know the 31st of May has to do with King Emmanuel, not just the birth now. I know once there are those who consider the 31st day of May being his Earth Day. That is not anything I have concretized or even established within my own heart. But I know for sure in 1994, the 31st of May, the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards left us, in the sense, as they would say, put down the structure. And, you know, that program that we did was in that same energy. I'm sure you would remember we were talking about that. The whole 31st of May science, because the 31st of May was the program we did on the pyramids. I'm just showing you how everything lined up, you know, because I was showing you that I was crowned a prophet on the 31st of May. I even explained the whole science of being crowned in King Emmanuel's palace on the 31st of May. And that was exactly 7 years after the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards made that transition, as we refer to it as. And interestingly, again, it was the same Honorable Priest Zebulon who even crowned I, at least with the wrapping of the turban, while the Honorable Priest Morgan read the two Psalms. Interesting crowning it. None of them was Psalm 23, I'm telling you. So I give thanks for the elder and the strength thereof. And I wouldn't say too much more at this time. What I'm going to do before I get into the reasoning, I'm going to just touch a bit of the interview that I did with Honorable Priest Zebulon a few years ago. And of course, I think it's just apt that we had to bring in Honorable Priest Blyden, a very humble soul. I'm telling you, when you really meditate, them two brethren here, wow, you know, it's like, wow, you know. But give thanks still. A brother that took care of I and I in Bahamas. I talk about Priest Blyden now, who took special care of man and man in Bahamas, and we're very thankful for that. So as I said, them two brethren there tonight on the Tiger's Nest, we're definitely doing this with them in mind for sure. We're gonna light this chalice with them in mind as well. And as I said, we'll be listening to it was a big interview we did with the Honorable Priest Zebulon. But of course, it's still a special edition of Chalice Talk. Still, you know, when we have these special editions of Chalice Talk, it's in the realms of the Tiger's Nest. So don't run away from it. You still need to get your chalice. Make sure you order your chalwa. You know what to do. Just email us, priestisaac27@gmail.com, and we'll do the rest. We just have a discussion. Definitely, you could get many different varieties of your chalwa, from your steam chalice down to your little cup. Where's the little pipe? I have a nice little cup around here. But anyway, you know how it is. So you could get your chalices from $30 to $50, as low as $30. Then you could get a proper chalice. But remember, it would have to be shipped to you. So definitely you have to take care of the shipping aspect of it. We don't have no shipping company, but in time maybe we'll have all of that and we'll make it much easier on the shipping. But just contact us, man. priestisaac27@gmail.com. That's priestisaac27@gmail.com, and make sure you get your chalwa. And at the same time, we're encouraging you to be a part of the Shock of the Hour radio program that's broadcast every evening. In fact, when I'm done here tonight, I gotta go straight to the studio to record the Shock of the Hour broadcast internationally. If you're not a member of the Shock of the Hour radio program, well, at least you can get a free trial. You don't even have to pay for that. It's no strings attached. Not when you subscribe for a monthly subscription or a 6-month subscription or a yearly subscription that we give you a 1-week free trial. You know? No, you could get the 1 week free trial. You see, that's why it shouldn't be weak. You could get a whole strong for free. That's the best. You get a whole strong for free. Just contact me, priestisaac27@gmail.com, and say I would like a 1 strong free trial. And you'll be getting the Shock of the Hour for a whole strong, what they call a whole week. And then you can decide if you want to be a part of it. So you know what to do. Just email me, priestisaac27@gmail.com. and get yourself together to be a part of the shock of the hour. And don't forget, you can join us on the Amazon. Definitely, if you want to get any of our ebooks, whether it's the Anu, Ancient and Modern. I mean, after that summer solstice tour and all of that reasoning that we did, I think you should have the book Anu, Ancient and Modern. Of course, I'm going to start to call that the Antiguan Bible. And of course, the true biblical land of Israel and the heavens declare the glory. These are must-read books for sure, definitely. So what I'm going to do, I'm just visiting my channel here now. This is my YouTube channel for sure. Definitely, you should visit our YouTube channel. Don't just sit down and wait for videos to come to you. The YouTube channel is packed with, so I got almost 1,000 videos on our YouTube channel, you know, full with information and inspiration. Just visit us and listen to what we are saying and, you know, gravitate to the heights. This is something from the archives, a little throwback. This is an interview. This is part 2 of an interview I did with the Honorable Priest Zebulon Amun Anafu Frafra. And as I elevate with the Chalwa, before we go into the reasoning of tonight, because I want to talk about the presence of Haile Selassie. I want to talk about the presence of King Emmanuel. You know, where are they now? And trust me, I don't think you're going to expect the reasoning that I'm going to give to you. So give thanks to the Chalwa. You have your chalice ready to light? Holy Emmanuel Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Blessed love, family. Thanks.
When the man them come from church with that, next man say, wow, where you get that from? He said, the pastor give me. What? Next time call me to when you are going. That made the crowds have to go to church. Because my parents, none of them is Christian. They don't have no Mary or Joseph or no, they don't name who like that. None of my brother was named John or Peter or Patrick. We ourselves, when we go to school, when they ask, what's your Christian name? We look around, what me can spell good? We say John. So I say my name is John. My name wasn't John. My father never named me John. My people come to his house and ask, they want Mr. John. They never know who is John.
Yes, yes.
But that wasn't my name.
Yes, yes.
So we now, that name there is something alien to we. We Africa, name is very, very important. Names is very, very important. We have some names, when you call, we know what day you born. You call Kojo, we know you're born on Monday. You call Kwabina, you're born on Tuesday. You call Kwesi, that's a Sunday. We have the same for man and woman too. When they call you Nana, Nana means Royal Highness. Nana is not a nickname. Anybody can't name Nana. You can't say you are a doctor or you're not no doctor. It's a title. So we have titles and we have some names too. When you call, we know so that day when they born you, it was raining, or it was drought, or you born in a hard time. Your name alone can tell you enough things. Everyone have about 3 different names. When you call your name, we know say born on Monday, you speak this language, and this is your grandfather name. You don't need to tell me, say I was born on Monday. Say, what's your name? I'm called Kwabina. That means you're born on Tuesday. Yeah. When you say Kwabina Fio, that means you have another Kwabina already. That's Kwabina Junior. Yeah. When your name Mensa, Mr. Mensa. Mensa means you have another 2, 3 brothers already. Mensa is the 3rd child. Menu, Mr. Menu means the 2nd child.
So Mansa would be another form of Mensa?
Yes, Mensa.
Like Mansa.
Yeah,
Musa.
yeah, 3rd. Mansa Musa Kankan, he coming from Mali. And we, the Ashanti people, that's where they're coming from. You see how we reach where we are today in West Africa, Ghana? We were not from there, you know. We're coming from far from Egypt, from Mesopotamia. But through the invasion, when the Arabs come in, the Christians come in, our people then grab them bag and run and run and run. The Fanti and the Ashanti are one people. But the Ashanti people then, when they reach in the forest where it was dense with cheche flies and mosquitoes, they say, we will settle here, the white man can't come. But the Fantis, yes, they keep till they reach the sea. Fanti
they
and
the coast.
Yeah, they were at the coast. They are fishermen. That's what they are. Fanti people is fishermen. The Ashanti are farmers. They farm. They plant food. In Ashanti territory is where the gold is. Pure gold. They have a king called Nana Osei Tutu. He's the first king to build Ashanti Empire.
Of course. Yes.
Nana Osei Tutu. Okay, there was a priest who supported him to build a thing. There was a priest, dreadlocks priest. He don't wear clothes, he wears straw. It's called Okonfo Anoche. Okonfo Anoche is the one who brought down the golden stool of the Ashanti people. The golden stool of the Ashanti people believes that they are soon.
So that man was a dreadlocks.
Yes, barefoot, dreadlocks. He's from Akwapim. He's not Ashanti, you know, but he's a friend to the Ashanti king. The Ashanti king was a young. Osei Tutu know him from young. So when Osei Tutu become a king, he brought him friend as a priest to help guide him for the place there.
And since you mentioned the golden stool,
yes,
are we to look at the golden stool as when I say reality? I know it exists, but the tradition of it coming down.
The golden stool come from the sky.
Okay.
The golden stool come from the sky. The white man don't ride that part there. The golden stool come on Friday. That's what we call it Sikagwa Kofi. It come on Friday. That day there, Nana Okonfo Anoche, he gathered the whole Ashanti people and say get some present for them. He danced, he beat the drums, he transferred himself. There are some drums when he play, some things come on you, you know.
Yes, man.
Some power come on you, you know. You don't know where you're going by. You move, some spirit move you. I saw the Ashanti, the man brought the golden stool. The golden stool never dropped down on the ground, buff. No.
Float and take it.
It descend. It descend. Slow to the king's time. Nana was sent to 2 times. Even the capital today, where they call Kumasi, Okonfo Anoche named the town Kumasi. Before he named it Kumasi, he planted 2 palm trees. One was called Kumewu, and one is Kumasi. So the one that will grow, that's the one they will name the town after. That's why we have Kumasi today as the capital of the Ashanti people. The Ashanti king is called Asante Hini. He lives in Mahia Palace till today. The golden stool don't come out. It comes once in a while. Special celebration, or when they have some big ceremony. When the king passes out sometime, then the golden stool come. The golden stool carry on the shoulder. They don't put it on the ground. They don't push it. The golden stool is something where they carry. The gold, my Lord. The golden stool is just like the Ark of the Covenant of the Ashanti people. The Ashanti people know, no believe, you know, we know. Say our spirit, it is in the golden stool. That caused the fight when Nana Prempe was sent to exile. The British government say wanted the golden stool to put him foot on. So a woman called Nana Ya Asantua of Ejusu, she's the woman who stand up and say, no! If Opokuwari was there, if you call the names of our great kings who were there already, if they were there, they wouldn't allow the white man to say that nonsense where he was talking, because that was something where we don't want to hear. So you see the golden stool, they hide it, you know. It was hidden. But you know where they hide it, the people who dig the place and hide it, all of them pass out. So now the generation come, we don't know where the golden stool was. You know how they buckled on the golden stool? They were clearing road. They were clearing road in Kumasi. They were building a place. So the people them digging, they go and buckle on the golden stool. That's why the golden stool come back again. Because those who buried the golden stool, all of them, they vanquished, they dead, long time ago. So they don't know, they tell, don't tell no one. You know how we behave. Don't tell no one. They carry it to engrave. So nobody know till our generation now, they were digging the road and walk on the golden stool. So the golden stool, they didn't take, the British never take it. They commanded, they wanted it. Yeah, and that turned to war. That caused Nana Opokuwari, our king called Nana Prempe, was sent to exile in Seychelles Island. And then the Queen Mother, the Asantua, they captured him and sent him to Seychelles Island too. And when you read the history of Jamaica, there's a woman called Nani of the Maroons. She worked the same way like Ya Santua. when you check the history, their backgrounds, the same miracles. Yeah, sometimes a woman where you couldn't fire him was gone, you know. If you fire and capture and throw it back.
Just like Nanny.
Yes. And have a pot. With the pot boiling, there's no fire under the pot.
Same thing.
Yes. Yeah, Santua. The Queen Mother, a town called Edrisu, some miles out of Kumasi. Up to now, the place is there. The golden stool at this Okonfanoche, they have a sword called Okonfanoche sword. They took it on the ground like that, bam. Nobody could move it till today. They built a hospital behind it called Okonfanoche Hospital in Kumasi.
That sounds very similar to...
Yeah, that the people then compare it and similar.
Excalibur.
It's a lie, man. The originals in Ghana, Kumasi, man.
And King Arthur.
I like that. King Arthur, them, they copy our stories. Hey, if you don't read and you don't travel, enough things where they show we, our great-grandfather have done that already.
Yes, man.
We are the same people, you know, but they beating that out of we. We are the only people who don't know who we are. We black people, we don't know who we are till today. We are the only people who got. So we have to give thanks for Marcus Garvey. We have to give thanks for the Emperor Selassie. We have to give thanks for King Emmanuel, who tell we are Israel. People wonder how we become Israel.
But as I said once again, you're definitely sitting with us on the Tiger's couch. You're definitely in the Tiger's nest. Honorable Priest Isaac, Honorable Priest Zebulon also with us, and the Majesty Honorable Priest Kailash has also stepped into the zone. And my Lord, so I mean, we've touched a bit upon the ancient sea of Africa, but before we even return again to, you know, the realms of our order and the mystic link of the Black Christ, King Emmanuel, to the whole African science, you know, I want to talk a little bit about a bit of politics within Africa within your time, the coming in of Kwame Nkrumah. You know, I think Ghana in the early days, I don't know if to now had the record for coups before the time of Jerry Rawlings came and kind of balanced it
out. I know
off.
Rawlings' life.
Well, if you could give us a little.
Jerry Rawlings,
even from the time of Kwame
I know Jerry
Nkrumah.
Rawlings' mother. I know him two brothers, Johnny and Richie.
Okay.
When Jerry Rawlings come here in Atlantis, you know how we call John Rawlings as a youth day? It's called David Pekin.
I hear you.
You know what it's called? Pikini? Pikini is a Portuguese word.
Okay.
Pikini we use. It's a Portuguese language. To show we were speaking Portugal. We hear some argument say palava. You hear about palava?
No, please.
Palava in Africa, we say palava, that means argument. I don't want no palava here. Don't be no palava here. In Jamaica, when they say palav, means you are show off. Okay. In palav. It's a Portuguese word. Pikinini, black child, is a Portuguese word.
Pikinega.
Yeah. We use that in Haiti, Jamaica, and here Antigua. It was here. Antigua too. But it died off. That name started to wash out, Pikini, like a bad name. It was a black Pikini.
King Emmanuel used it several times.
Yes, Emmanuel called it Pikini.
Yes.
Because that's black child. It's a Portuguese word. And the Portuguese first started to enslave we. Then built a dungeon in Elimina. Kwame Nkrumah is a Garvey student. He rise up from Garvey. When Kwame Nkrumah was young, he listened to Garvey. He couldn't talk to Garvey, you know, in the crowd when Garvey was having the meetings and things. He listened. It's one of the people who put Marcus Garvey words to work.
Definitely.
Kwame Nkrumah put the star in our flag in 1957, 6th of March. In the independence speech, he said the independence of Ghana is meaningless until it link up with the total liberation of Africa. Africa must unite.
Yes.
Kwame Nkrumah say that. Why I'm say that? Because he was Garvite. He know what? He named our national shipping line the Black Star Line. Yeah. I didn't know that. I was working the ship. I didn't know. One thing I got to know is that anywhere we go, anywhere Black Star Line travel, black people come and gather and watch and talk. People were pointing at we. But you know what we thought? Our ship was clean and nice, and now people, yeah, Ghana Black Star Line clean. That's what people glorify with.
It's more than that.
But we didn't know, say, people know where the name coming from. We who were working there, I don't know where Nkrumah get that name from. Even today, the Ghana soccer team is called the Black Stars. That's the Ghana national soccer team. The woman team is called the Black Queens. The little youth them, they call the Black Satellites. We got the Black Medians. Kwame Nkrumah name with the black. We have a place in Ghana called the Black Star Square. Black Star Square in Osu, that where they keep, and it's very near to the Accra Sports Stadium. The opposite is the Black Star Square, with the Freedom and Justice on it.
I think I've seen that on the
yes. It's a place in Osu, Accra, where near to Christian Borg Castle. Christian Borg Castle was the Danish built that castle. Christian Borg. That is in Osu.
Okay.
Yeah. It is there till today. That's what sometimes Jerry Rollins was in office.
As I said.
We may go to, because I mean, what you started with Jerry Rollins there, I mean, I had to look at the audience. Like he's family to you. But before you go there, because you told me something earlier, and I mean, you really have a closer connection than most of us would even think. You said when you...
Listen, family, as you could see the title right here, Priest Isaac interviews Priest Zebulon Amul Anafo Frafra, Ghanaian Elder Part 2. And there's a Part 1 under the same title. So if you want to see the rest, please don't be upset with me for stopping it. There's something else I want to go into which might be related to this, to be very honest. And I think you need to stay. But I'm telling you straight off, if you have any upset vibration towards me stopping it, you don't have to be upset. Reserve that, because that's just stressing you out. Because sometimes we just love to be upset. I know somebody's saying, man, you stopped that good interview. It's okay. I have something else I got to do. But you now, with just a little effort and the tickling of your thumb, you can even just go down below and press my channel and then go and find Priest Zebulon and everything will show up. You could even stop watching this and go and watch that. You know, it's called conflict resolution. You know? Yeah, good. So, but give thanks, you know, for the Honorable Priest Zebulon again. And let me just even take the time to say to, you know, I as Bobo Shanti, because interestingly as well, you know, I found it interesting that somehow I was making the cry for I as Bobo Shanti and Rastafari. I think it was more a general Rastafari cry, as far as taking care of our elders. And I will say still, even to Bobo Shanti, though, I think it's necessary, my family, you know. I know we always talk about the united thing and unite and come together and all of that. But this is a serious thing here. If we're not economically sound, we are wasting time. And it's all about building the economic wealth and the cash flow of the kingdom. Now, I'm telling you, this is a serious time that we are living in. You may see me keeping the joy when the elder is speaking. But this ain't no play around business. This is extremely serious. This thing about Rastafari, we in the Rastafari. Some of us, we like internet Rastafari. As if the internet no day, the Rastafari thing gone to sleep or something, or we have it as a joke. We're supposed to be a government upon the earth. But I'm starting with as Bobo Shanti. You know, I'm not chastising no one. It's all of I. But for sure, I could just tell you a little secret. We're definitely working on a plan right here in Antigua, a structured plan. The very few of us, because it's very few. Talk about a handful, but it's okay. Because you see, again, this kingdom needs to rise to a standard where we can take care of our elders. This is a government. The Black Christ set the blueprint, and we're supposed to be able to build on it. Not gonna huff and puff about it, just felt like saying that very important word. That's the right word, work. because that's what I was going to say after, that sometimes it's not too much words. Just do the works and everything will appear. What's going on there? All right. So as I said this evening, the reason why I gave and give thanks to the Honorable Ambassador as well, Honorable Priest Rittman there with the Honorable Priest Zebulon. Wonderful, very beautiful picture. Very, very beautiful picture. Both individual, very beautiful in their expression as well. Give thanks, my Lord. And again, give thanks to the Honorable Priest Zebulon and the power that is with I and I. Now, you know, the reason I was asking now, where is the Honorable Emperor Haile Selassie I? Where is King Emmanuel, Charles Edwards? You know, and it's not I'm playing with the title. I really meant it in that way. Now, I think I've done 2 programs, one entitled Where is Haile Selassie Now? Or is Haile Selassie alive? Or that might have been 2 different programs, you know. And I know I did one, Where is Prince Emmanuel Now? Those programs was actually directly dealing with where is the figure now. But that's not what I'm going to be actually talking about tonight. So I'm just somewhat preparing you for what we are getting into, because now the program started. That was just, we were getting ready. Now the program started. Even if we halfway through the timing, but it's now the program really begin. All right. So Numbers chapter 11. And the main aspect of it is really taken from around the 16th verse. Okay, let me just put this apparatus here on a silent treatment. Oh, pardon me. Yes. Okay, just to make sure. And it's not doing that. Imagine that. But anyway, right. Numbers 11. Now, this is the part of the movement through the wilderness with Moses and the family, where they were crying out for the things that they got in Egypt. They were crying out for flesh, and they said they remember the fish which we did eat freely in Egypt. Let me just run through this. Now, really, the main part starts from verse 16, but I think you should get the fullness. Chapter 11, Numbers 11, or number 11. All right, Numbers 11. And when the people complained, it displeased the Lord, and the Lord heard it, and his anger was kindled. And the fire of the Lord burnt among them, and consumed them that were in the uttermost part of the camp. And the people cried unto Moses, and when Moses prayed unto the Lord, the fire was quenched. And he called the name of the place Tabira, because the fire of the Lord burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a-lusting, and the children of Israel also wept again and said, who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, and the onions and the garlic. And I think I should point out that even to Bobo Shanti, interesting, eh? Everything on here has an interesting relationship with Bobo Shanti. You wouldn't know that if you're not a Bobo Shanti, or even Rastafari, or even knowledge of, maybe I shouldn't say that, forgive me. But anyway, you would know, or most would know, that Bobo Shanti is strict on divine food, when most Bobo Shanti, some Bobo Shanti follow the doctor, say we diet now, but I mean, each his own, I'm just highlighting to the public. So, but the Emmanuel order, like cucumbers, melons, you know, the whole vine food thing, is something that Bobo Shanti do not consume. Now, onion and garlic, interestingly, well, I mean, I personally utilize these things, but onion and garlic is something that I do not cook them. And I think that is the way that Prince Emmanuel would have dealt with them. And, you know, we get different versions from different ones that, you know, ones would use onion and garlic, in the kitchen, but King Emmanuel himself, in his, because King Emmanuel pot different, he don't utilize onion and garlic in the pot. Now remember, man is medicine man, you know, man make garlic syrup and all these things, but there's some science behind onion and garlic. And interestingly, when I was going through a document that has to do with the book of ninjutsu, when you are to become a ninja, you're supposed to put away all sweets and onion and garlic. I'm telling you, when I said that, I said, give thanks for the black Christ in the flesh. King Emmanuel VII, Adonai God, Jah Rastafari. But I'm just highlighting that still, you know, to the point that it's not even something like, what do you call it? Scallion, scythe. Scallion is something that is used strongly amongst, and I even recommend it, what some people call scythe or chives and these different things. So I'm just giving you a highlight of how it's done. And scythe now, scythe and time. When I was young, scythe and time always were together because it was a science, you know, that's an African science of scythe and time. You understand? I mean, the reason why even mentioning onion and garlic, some people would jump. You know why? Because you were trained that every pot must have an onion and garlic. You ever think about that? That's very interesting, you know. Just like you were trained that you're supposed to have a cat and a dog. That ain't nothing, that's not in the Bible. That somebody trained you, man. That is a cat and a dog and maybe a goldfish and a parrot. That's what you're supposed to have around you as so-called pets. Yeah, of all the animals in the world. It's interesting, but I don't want to stay on that point forever. So and even the fish. Now, interesting, you know, yeah, even the fish. Because some Bobo Shanti eat fish from them time. And of course, you know, we did the video about the eating of the fish. If you didn't see that, please go and check it, because I don't want to stick on it forever, you know. And you know I'm against animal eating. Let me just leave it at that. That's not that no special group or nothing. I'm against animal eating. I defend the animal. Nobody should be eating no animals. You can't vex with me to say that. I can't nobody name it. All I say, I don't agree with nobody eating no animal. Animals, you know what I mean, leave children and so behind. Animals have souls too, you know. All right. And King Emmanuel did say, according to the Honorable Priest Morgan, that we have to stop eating them fish. So, I mean, I just recalled, I mean, the elder is still with us. Anyone could approach him and ask him, did you ever tell Priest Isaac that King Emmanuel said ABC? And then he can answer, and I know I for sure can defend myself. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's important because here we remember the fish, which we did eat in Egypt freely, and the cucumbers, and the melons, and the leeks, and the onions, and the garlic. You understand the science. So as a person that is on, if you want to say the Bobo Shanti diet or liberty, that's a scripture. And as a mystic and as somebody checking for the esoterics, that's something that will jump out at me. The things they remember in Egypt that they just cannot give up. Fish included, straight up, verse 6. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes, and the manna is the food of angels. You know, the manna is the morning devotion and everything. We did a whole program on the manna. You can check that out on our YouTube page. Check out, just type in Priest Isaac and manna. If you are really serious about getting the knowledge there, Priest Isaac, manna, the video will come up. And the manna was as coriander seed, and the color thereof as the color of bdellium. And the people went about and gathered it and ground it in the mills and beat it in a mortar and baked it in pans and made cakes of it. And the taste of it was the taste of fresh oil. And when the dew fell upon the camp in the night, the manna fell upon it. Then Moses heard the people weep throughout their families, every man in the door of his tent, and the anger of the Lord was kindled greatly. Like, what happened to the people here again, Moses? Moses also was displeased. Moses like, you're not going to stop it this time. And Moses said unto the Lord, wherefore hast thou afflicted thy servant? And wherefore have I not found favor in thy sight? Moses upset now, that thou layest the burden of all this people upon me. Oh my. Now remember, earlier, the Most High was ready to blaze them up, he kill a couple and say, yeah, round two, and Moses jump in front and say, please, oh my, take it easy, man, you're a little too harsh. And he said, all right, quench the fire, just some water and that, my girl. Yeah, So then now, they balling again. They're known for that. After they get a judgment, they still come balling. Lord, Moses and Aaron and fire. And the Lord upset now. He said, boy, you see them people here. But hear this now, Moses, like he more upset. The Lord coming to deal with them again, and then Moses jump in the way. Say, boy, Moses, don't try to stop me now. Stop me here. Moses say, wherefore hast thou afflicted thy servant? Like, wherefore have I not found favor in thy sight? What are you talking about? That thou layest the burden of all this people upon me. Have I conceived all these people? Have I begotten them, that thou shouldst say unto me, carry them in thy bosom? As a nursing father, I find that very interesting. As a nursing father beareth the suckling child. Have you ever seen a nursing father bearing a suckling child unto the land which thou swearest unto their fathers? What I gather, and it may be deeper than this, and you may dissect the grammar and say, well, maybe the child is of suckling age, but the father is nursing it. Not that the child is suckling from the father, because that's definitely not possible. Well, it may not be possible, but this has been expressed in our Kemetic science. That is why you see Ptah, pardon me, Happy, the god Happy of the river Nile, the blue god with the breasts. That is why even Akhenaten, another individual who they say, had feminine shapes, Semenkere was seen with breasts. Semenkere, there's a statue of Semenkere with breasts. And some people mistakenly take it for Hatshepsut. The Nu, which is the Nun, the Naunet, but let me get it straight. But the Nun is basic. The Nun really is the combination of Nu and Naunet, one God with both parts. And it's seen in that expression, but it's symbolism. And there you see it expressed here, the father, a nursing father, bearing the suckling child. Yeah, man. Wow. So if you had to draw that, you'd have to draw it like a Ptah, I keep saying Ptah, like a Happy, or one of these figures, kings plus deity, Medu Neter or Neter. Oh man, this is wonderful stuff. I love this stuff. This is my scene, I'm telling you. Whence should I have flesh to give unto all these people? It's flesh they want. Here with the flesh that they remember. If we go back up here, let's be serious now. Flesh they want. I know they end up getting feathered fowls, but it's flesh they want. And the only flesh on this menu here, the only flesh on this menu here is the fish. Check it. All right. Just highlighting it. So Moses said, did he say that? I'm not able to bear all these people alone because it is too heavy for me. And if thou deal thus with me, kill me. Oh, wow. I pray thee, out of hand, if I have found favor in thy sight, and let me not see my wretchedness. Wow. I must be saying, wow. All right. Don't take it personal, Moses. All right. And the Lord said unto Moses, gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom thou knowest, whom you, Moses, knowest, to be elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them unto the tabernacle of the congregation, that they may stand there with you. And I will come down and talk with thee there. And I will take of the spirit which is upon thee and put it upon them. And they shall bear the burden of the people with thee, that thou bearest not thyself alone. And say thou unto the people, sanctify yourself against tomorrow, that ye shall eat flesh. Oh, this is judgment vibes coming here. For ye have wept in the ears of the Lord, saying, who shall give us flesh to eat? For it was well with us in Egypt. Therefore the Lord will give you flesh, and ye shall eat. Ye shall not eat 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, neither 10 days, nor 20 days, but even a whole month, until it comes out of your nostrils, and it be loathsome unto you, because that ye have despised the Lord which is among you, and have wept before him, saying, why came we forth out of Egypt? Listen, the year before the Black Christ make a step in, is flesh. Outside of fish, flesh was served. Chickens and goat, eh? Let's just be clear, you know that. Okay. I mean, I ain't going into that, but you know that if you don't know that, if it's like, wow, what are you talking about? Well, let me tell you which video you should check to get that now. There's a video we did called the crucifixion and resurrection. You got to make sure you put in resurrection, or you might get the up-to-date. The crucifixion and resurrection of King Emmanuel. I think it is of Christ. I think it's King Emmanuel. Check that one. Just type that in. Crucifixion and a resurrection of King Emmanuel, and you get the fullness. So for the advanced, those who know what I'm saying here, I mean, it's interesting. God said he could give them flesh. That's what they said they want. And I mean, I just showing you, you could cipher it out however you want. All right. But even a whole month, even until it comes out of your nostrils, and that's dread too, you know, because, you know, I mean, you know, that's very symbolic of the man moving, and anyone that has sat with us, even Priest Dougie and these ones testify of when the Black Christ drop his structure as such. You know, it was a lot of sickness and a lot of vomiting, and them things were taking place. And Moses said unto the people, among whom I am 600 footmen, and thou hast said, I will give them flesh. Now wait. And Moses said, the people among whom I am are 600,000 footmen, and thou hast said, I will give them flesh, and they may eat a whole month. He's shocked with that one. Shall the flock and the herds be slain for them to suffice them? Question. And shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them to suffice them? And the Lord said unto Moses, this is the Lord's hand waxed short. Thou shalt see now whether my word shall come to pass unto thee or not. And Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord, and gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people, and set them round about the tabernacle. And the Lord came down in the cloud and spake unto him, and took of the spirit that was upon him, and gave it unto the 70 elders. And it came to pass that when the spirit rested upon them, they prophesied and did not cease. But there remained the 2 of the men in the camp. The name of one was Eldad, and the name of the other Medad, and the spirit rested upon them. And they were of them that were written, but went not out of the tabernacle, and they prophesied in the camp. And there ran a young man and told Moses and said, Eldad and Medad do prophesy in the camp. And Joshua, the son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, one of his young men, answered and said, my Lord Moses, forbid them to prophesy in the camp. And Moses said unto him, enviest thou for my sake, question, would God that all the Lord's people, it's a big essay for the Lord's people were prophets, pardon me, and that the Lord would put his spirit on them. And Moses got him into the camp, he and the elders, and they went forth to win from the Lord and brought the quails from the sea. And okay, the quails can go up, and I don't want to talk about that part there now, but anyway, this is the mystic vibration here that we're talking about. Joshua, the son of Nun. Interesting again. Moses' protege. The same Nun is the God in the Kemetic creation story with the breasts. As Moses is saying, feeding him on the paps. All right. Okay. Interesting. Now, what I'm saying here, and it's not really the diet I was really on. We just went through it, so I just made my bullet points on the eating. And as you could see, I didn't go in no depth. So one should just use their meditation and see if they can figure all of that out. But what I'm interested in is this aspect of importance here as it relates to the 70 elders that are called out by the Lord. I'm looking for it here. Where is it here? Okay, yeah. And the Lord said unto Moses, gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom thou knowest that they are elders and you know, and officers over the people, worthy people there. Bring them unto me, and I will come down and I will talk with you there, and I will take the spirit which is upon you, and I will put your spirit upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with you, that thou bearest not alone. Now, to me now, because then you go on to the flesh thing and so on. That's not what I concentrated on. To me now, what is happening there? First of all, we need to comprehend that Moses is God. Moses represents God. Moses is God. King Emmanuel teaches that, and God is Moses. And you know, you could see the science even within the whole scripture. Ask anybody who wrote the 10 Commandments, and they will tell you the 10 Commandments was written by God with his finger. And the 10 Commandments was the what you call this stuff? The slab was carved out. And God wrote it with his finger, and he placed it in the Ark of the Covenant, where it is up to this day. So in other words, if you were to go to the Ark of the Covenant and go and get the tablets out of the Ark of the Covenant, you're supposed to see the tablets that were, the commandments were written with the finger of God. I wonder if you gather what I'm saying there. Okay, very good. Now, that is not necessarily so, according to the story. Huh? What do you mean? According to the story, God called Moses up into the mountain, right? And God carved out the tablets for Moses. And then God wrote on the tablets, or he wrote on them first and carved them out after, if you watch the movie. But any which way, God Almighty was the one that carved out the tablets. And then he wrote on the tablets with his own finger, the 10 Commandments. And then he gave them to Moses. Now, when Moses came out of the mountain and he saw the people worshiping the golden calf, Moses was real rough, real upset. One of them upset mode that Moses does be getting into. And Moses took the freshly carved 10 Commandments and threw them down and broke them and mashed up the calf and killed thousands of people, real upset. God watched him and said, well, see, watch him there. And when he ready, he said, I too dread and I too judgmental. Look at him killing thousands of people. He ground up the calf and I think threw it in the stream and tell the people drink the water. Some dread thing. But anyway, after that, when God said he cooled down, he said, okay, come again. This time, you carve out some stones and bring them up. So these were some stones from down below. So Moses got some stones and he got a new set of tablet with nothing on it. God called him up and said, when you come, I'll write you a fresh set of commandments. And when Moses went up there, God said, you write, read it, you write it. We did a whole program on that too. You write it. And then Moses wrote the commandments. So in other words, the commandments that are written, that supposedly are inside of the Ark of the Covenant. And you would open it and see them tablets there. Those tablets were carved out and written on by the hands of Moses, not God. But then again, that's why I'm saying Moses is God. That's why it's not wrong to say is God right with his finger on the tablets. Because remember, we're dealing with esoteric vibes, you know. What that scripture is showing you is that the man that carved out the stone and the man that write on the stone is the same man that carved out the stone and the man that write on the stone. God carved out the stone and God write on the stone. Moses carved out the stone and Moses write on the stone. Moses is God. Moses is a God figure. Now, King Emmanuel, Charles Edwards, is who we see as Moses. Now, Moses is an interesting figure, you know, because Moses is a prophet, but Moses is a priest. Now, because Aaron is the high priest, it's obvious that Moses, not just as a prophet, Moses even have a higher churchical position than Aaron. I tell you, Moses is God in this story here, man. Yeah, don't play around with Moses. Just like the Ark of the Covenant is God. The Ark represents the coming of God, and he sits on the throne, the mercy seat, I should say. Moses represents God's presence deep. So Aaron is the priest, but Moses is a priest too, for sure. Moses is a prophet, for sure. Moses is a king. Even in the same Bible is referred to as a king, given an interesting name. What is it? Johanan? Oh man, sorry that one slipped me. I like to be very on point with my points still, but I'll check it out and come again. So I'm just giving you an idea of the science of Moses. This is why I ask it in that way, you know. Where is Haile Selassie now? Where is King Emmanuel now, specifically? Because one thing you would hear many races say is that the king dwell in I and I. The Black Christ dwell in I and I, Emmanuel in I and I, and Marcus in I and I. Now, that is not a false statement. In fact, it's quite true, really, you know. But what I'm trying to bring to life here, we can't be very slack with them statements too, you know, because people use those statements as an excuse. Like try to, you know, for example, when we're speaking about the liberty of the king, Emperor Haile Selassie I, because I don't care what nobody say, you cannot prove that the emperor is dead. This is what I'm saying. You can't prove it. Anybody that be talking about the emperor dead is they give up. The emperor reached 130 yet? I don't even know. But that man older than that is give up. You have given up. You can't put me in none of them box talking about the emperor dead. Pass on. Anything. You can't prove it. You cannot prove it. You can't prove it. I don't care what nobody say. You can say what you want about me with your mad self. I tell you to have people older than that on the planet. And you know that too. So why I must just give up on Negusa Nagas, the unstoppable. You crazy. And you can't even prove it. And they make up so much lies and fake bones and mock funeral, and you know that. You can't even prove it. Oh my, it's a shame. Me, King Selassie, I live it, I'm telling you, in all ways and forms and expression. All right, good. Now, what I'm saying here is this. Moses was right there with them, you know. It's not no dead thing. Like, well, you know, the spirit in us now, because in our here business. No. Moses was right there. And even in the level of moving on, passing on, still the energy is still the same concept. Moses was right there with them. And God came and took Moses' spirit. Now we have to understand who is Moses again. Moses is God himself. Moses is a high ranking. Moses represents the Trinity in one there. And the spirit, the Trinity of the prophet, priest, and king I'm speaking of and the spirit. And maybe, as I said, Moses said that if as a father, nursing father, giving suck. Yeah, so serious vibe. But anyway, Moses, his spirit was lifted up. Not that he lose it. It was like a multiplication taking place here, times 70. And his spirit was given unto 70 individuals. But then now it wasn't just 70, you know, it's 72. Because now this is to show you, follow me, go there. This is to show you the science of the 72. Remember the Septuagint. The Septuagint means the 70. And history would say that it's 70 writers, but in other parts you know that it's 72 writers. You remember the science of the 72 is the science of the sun, the movements of the heaven as the sun moves 1 degree every 72 years. Remember, the sun has to move 30 degrees as it goes through the procession of the equinoxes from one age to another age. So that 2,160 year span that the sun will take to complete one age into another age, it would have to move 30 degrees. And remember, within the 12 set of these ages, the 30 degrees times the 12 is what brings it to 360 degrees, the full cycle. So to fulfill that 30 degrees in the 2,160 years, and you could just do the division, it actually has to move 72 degrees every, or 1 degree, pardon me, 1 degree every 72 years. So the sun moves 1 degree every 72 years. You understand the science. You know? At the same time, according to science, again, the heart would beat 72 times a minute. You know, the depths of the 72, the 72 individuals that came at the coronation of Osiris Asa in the ancient Kemetic fulfillment, the same representation of the 72 that literally came to the coronation of Emperor Haile Selassie I to fulfill such Osirian drama in its full historical settings. As I said, the Septuagint was the 72 again. So when you understand the science, even the sperm officially takes 72 days to fully mature. Interesting, isn't it? So the science of the 72 is very important and is seen in many other places, and at the same many other dramas of esoteric value in Africa and even Mesoamerica. So when we observe it now, I'm showing you that the 70 elders that were called here, there were 2 more that were in the camp. Look at it here. It shows you that the 70 came, the Most High tell him to call 70, and the 70 came and got the energy. But then now, and Moses went out and told the people the words, and gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people, and set them round about the tabernacle. And the Lord came down in a cloud, and spake unto him, and took of the spirit that was upon him, and gave it unto the 70 elders. And it came to pass that when the spirit rested upon him, they prophesied and did cease not. But there remained 2 of the men in the camp. The name of the one was Eldad and Medad, and the name of the other Medad. And the spirit rested upon them, and they were of them that were written, but they went not out unto the tabernacle, and they prophesied in the camp, so that there were 2 left behind. Now, my impression doing the maths, because one may say that it was 70 men, but 2 left behind, so it's 2 subtract 70, leave 68. All right, but I don't think that's the way it's written. It says that the 70 came, 70 were already there, and 2 now, Medad and Eldad, 2 dads, said that they were prophesying in the camp. And ones were coming to tell Moses, hey, they have 2 other extra people there. Because remember, the science always shows 70 and 72. I just explained that with the Septuagint, which is named after the 70 that wrote it, but it was really 72. So the science, even in some dramas, you see 70 instead of 72, but it's a science. So this is why, as an esoteric scientist, I would quicker say that it was 2 extra ones outside of the 70 as we fulfill the mathematics within the esoteric message here, which leaves it to 72. And they prophesied without coming around the tabernacle. So the point is that Moses' spirit dwell amongst the 70 elders. But when one came crying, man, they have 2 people extra prophesying, because remember God said call 70 and it spilled over to 2 extra. And Moses said, why are you going to stop them, Joshua? Wouldn't the Most High be happy if everybody would prophesy? That means everyone would have the same spirit of Moses. So it is reality that Moses do dwell amongst I and I within us, that Haile Selassie's spirit is within us, that King Emmanuel's spirit, yes, it is true, as Manda say, within us. But some of us, it's not really awakened. Some of us are not amongst the 70. Trust me. Some of us are not even amongst the 72. Trust me. But as Moses said, it would be real blessings from the Most High if we all could prophesy, if we all could carry the spirit of Moses. Now, the prophecy here now, which I think is very telling, could it be, listen to me now, could it be that there are 70 or 72 souls in flesh, that a specific spirit rests upon them in this prophetic time? Because, you know, we are prophetic people, and we use the Bible to prophetically explain history. So we see that the Moses character has come. Even Marcus Garvey said that they were supposed to name him Moses. And as I said, Moses is the 3 in 1 and the 1 in 3. Yeah, Moses is that type of character. So I'm asking now, that could it be that this prophecy is also a part of our historical motion through life, meaning that the spirit of the Moses figure. So who is the Moses figure? King Emmanuel is the Moses figure. Haile Selassie lead you out of captivity. He's the Moses figure. Marcus Garvey, for sure, is the Moses figure. What I'm saying, especially if I and I as Bobo Shanti now, man, the Moses figure here, man. We know Emmanuel is Moses. The 70 elders that the spirit rests on. Who is them 70 elders? If we had to take this prophecy serious, or I should just forget about it. Nah, that's just something. Don't worry about that. That's not important. I just want to know, could it be, especially those who rank King Emmanuel high, eh? King Emmanuel high, rank him high. All right, okay. So watch this scripture here. And even if you don't rank King Emmanuel and you rank the emperor, all right, watch this scripture here then. Yeah. Is there 70 souls? And I'm purposely saying souls. I know the scripture says men. When I'm purposely saying souls, I don't want to put a gender to it. Could it be that there are 70 or 72 souls in flesh that have a specific calling, a specific dose of Moses' spirit? I'm just asking. Because it goes on to say, you know, that they shall bear the burden of you, Moses. This Baal Moses was Baal into it. Like, wow, what's going on here? And he said, all right, I'm going to spread it out. And 70 and 72. Well, he said 70 will get your power, and 72 got it. And Moses even went as far as to say, boy, you don't think Jah wish he could give it to everybody? Yeah, man. So I honestly believe in the cosmic of Rastafari, from the divine prophetic prophet, priest, and king trinity that I uphold. I believe there's an issuance of a specific divine essence, even amongst the said number that has been prophesied here. And the reason why it is set is a set number of 70, you know, but it spill over into 72. That means the number is not set. It could be 92. It could be 102. It can be 1,002. It could be 1,000,002 people that the spirit of King Selassie dwell on. That's what Moses said. Don't you think? What you upset for? I know we said 70 and 2 more come. Don't you think that the Lord would be happy if everyone could prophesy? But you see, I think it's also the duty of the 70 that got that initial spirit. Who are the 70 that are amongst us that is carrying the weight of Moses? I'm not sending you to come try to figure out who the 70 be. Some of them may have a lunch back on their back going to school in their short pants. Don't just look for no elders with no gray beard and say, oh, well, this was the man just said this. And no, yes, there you go. Maybe a few of them may be amongst it. I don't know. I didn't issue the spirit, you know. Yeah. I would be humble. I would be humbled, you know, if I was amongst the 70, if that's the will of the Most High. Yeah. But that ain't nothing. I ain't got to be amongst them 70 there. My calling even greater than that. Trust me. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah Rastafari. So yeah, man. Really see the Most High inside of you. See the God in flesh. You know, it dwells inside of you for sure. As male and female, obviously. You understand? And even though the prophecy, and that's why I showed you the prophecy said 70. So keep in mind that prophecy. It's a reality. The spirit of the man dwell amongst, yeah, man. But you see, not just the spirit, the responsibility. So those who have that spirit on them, and even if you profess that you have that spirit on you, you have a responsibility to stand up for niggas. That's why I say we have a kingdom to establish. Our elders need top security. We have a creed to fulfill. Those of us that have the spirit on us from Moses, you understand? And it is up to us to, the teachers amongst us, to teach those who may not have, you know, ignite the spirit that's in them from Moses. Teach them how to ignite it. Again, the burden is upon us, those of the 70 and Eldad and Medad. You know. So again, give thanks, man, to the Honorable Priest Zebulon, as I said, you know, 2001, exactly 7 years since King Emmanuel put down the structure, the 31st of May, the priest Zebulon Crown Eye wrapped the turban in King Emmanuel Palace. I find that very mystic and interesting. The 31st of May, 2001, you know, the same year of 9/11, you know, I was already back in Antigua when 9/11 strike. And at the same time, as I said, Priest Zebulon is an interesting figure, you know. Remember, he's a man that just speak of even before he came. A man shall come from Africa and teach us many great things. And when he came to the camp, he wasn't even looking like that. He had a baseball cap like a regular man. And he said, King Emmanuel look over the veranda and say, see the man there that I tell you I'll come in. Oh, the man there, yeah, I tell you. That's why I tell you, you know, we don't accept our own, you know. You think since I go in Bobo Hill, I hear them say, King Emmanuel say, a doctor shall come amongst us. The doctor come and man act as if they don't see that. I don't play with them things. It's foolishness. Disgusts me, to be honest. We act like the regular Man that try hide King Emmanuel out the Rastafari, I will call him regular. Anybody that try hide Emmanuel out of the history is regular people. That's how we behaving now. One shall come that can read the stars. I telling you, I don't care what nobody say. Until you can bring someone else that can go beyond the mystic revelations, I will hold on to that title. I'm telling you. I ain't waiting for nobody to say, oh, I believe it's all right. I ain't waiting. The man say, man shall come that can read the stars. Priest Harris tell I that. Yeah. And I give thanks. As I say, hold on to that specific title. I ain't playing with nobody. You know why? Because we deny to give people their respect and honor them for who they really are. And that's a big problem amongst us. That's why we don't deal with one another right. You check, so man need to really come together in this thing here and see who man is. And man will be upset with man for that, eh? Who tell you this? Man is 70 elders, the man say put his spirit on, and I ain't saying I'm one of them. I tell you who I am, but I ain't gonna tell you I am what I don't know. I just don't know. I ain't saying I'm one, but if it's a space you want, man, is a 70-whole space there. Plus, the man says everybody's supposed to prophesy. I love how Vaughn said, millions in the sky, but everyone is a star. So when I say I know who I am, people just get mad. Years now, people getting mad over that. You know? Even before internet days, I on the radio, I telling people, yeah, I know who I am, and I mean it. When I say I know who I am, I know exactly. Now, you don't even know. That's something I wouldn't even be telling nobody here. But I know exactly who I am. I know why I'm here. I know exactly where I come from. I know the whole deal. When people be talking about, oh boy, we'll never know. And suppose we are, you know, we could be. I'm not in them could be thing. I could tell you, I could give you 4 lifetimes, clear. You don't believe me? Come on, you know, if you don't believe me, that means you don't listen to me enough. You don't believe I can figure out who I am? Nah, man, well, I'm wasting time talking to you, man. Trust me. I know this isn't a man. Ancient and modern. I know exactly who Von Benjamin is. And I ain't no guessing thing. And this is ancient. I clearly understand it. So it's no mistake that I was crowned. Me alone get crowned. Nobody get crowned with me. Exactly 7 years after the Black Christ met that step. And according to some, that was his earthday too. You know. That would be 87th Earth Day, if that's really, I don't know. See, one thing I don't know, eh? I really don't know. You know? Yeah, but I'm just showing you what happened. I'm not saying no, you see it. Don't get upset with me. No. If you notice, I never tell you I am so-and-so, you know. All I say is that I know who I am. That's all. They don't get upset. You should be able to say the same thing. Because people get mad for this. I don't know why. You supposed to can say, boy, priest, I know who I be too. Wow, I'll clap for you. You can't be vexed with me because I know clearly who I am with no mistake. Eh? I know. That's why I don't tell no one. Then you're going to say, what? Yeah, but don't feel no way. And I'm just explaining to you that I just consider it interesting. That's all. When I was crowned, I didn't pick the time, eh? And where I was crowned, I didn't pick the place. When I went down to the guardhouse to get my crown in, they tell me, no, Priest Morgan up in the palace. You know where the palace is? I say, yeah. And I went up there and he was there listening to a cassette that he ended up giving me. And he called for Priest Zebulon and Psalms 133 and wrap the turban and full vibes. So Priest Zebulon is the one that actually dealt with the burial. That is after Prince Emmanuel Charles Edwards, as according to those that witnessed it, I wasn't there, lay down the structure. He is the one with the African rights. He explained that on the interview. Interesting stuff, eh? Yeah. And it's an honor that I could have worked with him and the Honorable Priest Blythe. And even that double movement there, same institution as far as Akefran, which is symbolized by the Kepra beetle. And this is some high, deep vibes here. And as I said, I just featured him. I just featured him just the other day when we were talking about the crucifixion of King Emmanuel. You remember all of that, right? Yeah. So everything, full circle is the mystic vibration. Don't take nothing for granted, family. You see, the thing is, right? This kind of thing happens every day. Every one of us experience what you would call mystic levels. You'll be speaking about something and then you just see it pass on a truck. Sometimes a person next to you would have said it and it passed on the truck and they don't notice it. They may see it but not pick it up, and you say, but look at there on the truck. You just said it. Oh yeah, wow. Now, if you were not there to tell them that, maybe they would have missed it. That's what happens to us. We miss it all day long. But the Most High speaks to us. Take it from me. The Most High speaks to us in some very simple ways. Not just voices, not just a bird flying. Oh, a bird, they fly. Yeah, that's good too, but some deep yet simple ways. And it's just for you to grow into it. I'm telling you, it exists. I live by that, I'm telling you. So give thanks again for the Honorable Priest Zebulon, and of course, give thanks again for the Honorable Priest Blyden as well. And blessed love to the house of Bower Shanti in the Bahamas. All love and honor, priests and prophets and empresses, Priest Javan and Priest Michael and all the loved ones. Give thanks for, Priest Emmanuel and give thanks. Give thanks. Priest Troy, give thanks. Priest Tiger. Yeah, family, thanks for the moment. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah Rastafari. God dwells in you. That's it.